Kobe Bryant. What makes someone a legend even after they're gone? Kobe wasn't just talented, he was obsessed. While other players were sleeping, he was in the gym. 4 a.m. workouts, no cameras, no hype, just work. They called it the Mamba mentality. It wasn't about trash talk, it wasn't about fame, it was about discipline. Miss a shot, practice more. Lose a game, study the film all night. Get injured, rehab harder than anyone else. Kobe didn't believe in good enough, he believed in again. 5 championships with the Los Angeles Lakers, 2 finals MVPs, an 81-point game that shook the league. But numbers don't explain him. His real legacy was his mindset. After retiring, he didn't slow down. He wrote stories, he built businesses, he even won an Oscar for Dear Basketball. Then 2020 happened, a helicopter crash. Gone too soon. The world stopped. But here's the truth. Legends don't disappear. Every time an athlete wakes up early to train, every time someone pushes past their limits, that's Mamba mentality. Work ethic, relentless focus, leave everything on the floor. Kobe Bryant wasn't just a player. He was proof that discipline can turn pain into greatness. And that kind of legacy, it never dies.
Subscribe for more. Don't forget the bell.
Before Sylvester Stallone became Rocky, he was broke, homeless, and had nothing but a dream no one believed in. Sylvester Stallone didn't start as a Hollywood star. He didn't even start as promising. He was born with nerve damage in his face, which caused his slurred speech and droopy expression. Teachers said he wasn't smart enough. Casting agents said he didn't look right. But Stallone had one thing going for him. He refused to quit. In his early years, he was flat broke. No money, no roles, no connections. At one point, he was so poor that he had to sell his dog because he couldn't afford food. Let that sink in. He slept in bus stations, sometimes in libraries, sometimes on the streets of New York. Then, one night, Stallone watched a boxing match, an underdog fighter going the distance against a champion, and something clicked. In just 3 days, he wrote a script called Rocky. Not because he thought it would make him famous, but because it felt personal. Hollywood studios liked the script. They offered him money. But there was a catch. They wanted a big star to play Rocky, not him. Stallone said no, again and again. Even when he had less than $100 left, he refused to sell the script unless he could play the role. Eventually, one studio took the risk. Rocky was released in 1976, and it exploded. The movie won 3 Oscars, including Best Picture, and Sylvester Stallone became a global icon overnight. But the real win wasn't fame, it was proof. Proof that your weaknesses don't define you, that rejection doesn't mean stop, and that sometimes believing in yourself is the only thing you have. Today, Stallone isn't just an action star, he's a symbol of resilience. So if life has you cornered right now, remember this. The same world that ignores you today might applaud you tomorrow. You just have to stay in the fight.
Michael Jordan wasn't born a legend. He was built, one failure at a time. Before Michael Jordan became Michael Jordan, he was just a kid in North Carolina who loved basketball, but wasn't even the best player on his own team. In high school, he got cut from the varsity basketball team. Not benched, not limited minutes, cut. That moment crushed him. But instead of quitting, Jordan did something different. He trained. Every morning, every afternoon, every night. While other kids relaxed, Jordan was in the gym, shooting, running, failing again and again. Failure didn't break him, it disciplined him. Eventually, he made the team. Then he dominated. At the University of North Carolina, he hit a championship-winning shot that put him on the map. But even then, critics said he was too selfish, too flashy, not a team player. When he entered the NBA, the pressure got heavier. Teams tried to stop him physically. They knocked him down. They dared him to quit. He didn't. He came back stronger, more disciplined, more focused. Jordan studied his opponents like homework. He trained his body like a machine, and he sharpened his mindset like a weapon. The championships didn't come instantly. He lost and lost again. But every loss made him better. Then it happened. 6 NBA championships, 5 MVP awards, countless clutch moments. Michael Jordan didn't just win games, he changed basketball culture forever. And here's the real lesson. Greatness isn't talent alone. It's discipline when nobody is watching. It's showing up after failure, and it's refusing to stay down. Michael Jordan became the greatest, not because he never failed, but because he never stopped responding to failure. So if you're failing right now, you're not behind. You're being built.
Bill Gates, how does a college dropout end up changing the world? Back in the 1970s, Bill wasn't chasing a degree, he was chasing code. He dropped out of Harvard University, not because he failed, but because he believed in something bigger: personal computers. At a time when most people didn't even own one. With his childhood friend Paul Allen, he built Microsoft in a tiny room, fueled by caffeine and obsession. His vision was simple but crazy at the time: a computer on every desk and in every home. People laughed. Then Windows happened, and suddenly the world ran on Microsoft. Bill became one of the richest men alive. Power, influence, control over the tech industry. But here's where his story shifts. He could have stayed in that world forever. Instead, he stepped down. Why? Because success without responsibility felt empty. So he co-founded the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Billions of dollars went into fighting diseases, improving education, helping countries most people ignore. From building software to funding vaccines, from writing code to saving lives. That's the evolution. College dropout to tech giant to global philanthropist. The lesson? Genius gives you power, but responsibility defines your legacy. Bill Gates didn't just build an empire, he chose to use it.
Subscribe for more. Don't forget the bell.
Malcolm X, how does a man go from prison cells to becoming one of the most powerful voices in America? He wasn't born a leader, he was born into struggle. Growing up in racist America, Malcolm saw violence early. His father was killed, his family torn apart. The system didn't protect him, it pushed him out. Anger became his survival tool. As a teenager, he fell into crime, hustling, stealing, living fast. Eventually, prison. Most people thought that was the end of his story. It wasn't. Behind those prison walls, Malcolm found something different. Books. He read nonstop: history, religion, politics, identity. He educated himself harder than most people ever will. Prison didn't break him, it rebuilt him. After his release, Malcolm X emerged with fire in his voice and clarity in his mind. He became a leading figure in the Nation of Islam, speaking boldly about black empowerment, self-respect, and truth. He didn't sugarcoat anything. He challenged America. He challenged oppression. He challenged even his own community to think deeper. But here's the powerful part. He evolved. After leaving the Nation of Islam and traveling to Mecca, his perspective expanded. He saw unity beyond race. His message grew more global, more spiritual, more human. That transformation made him even more dangerous to those who fear change. In 1965, Malcolm X was assassinated, but his voice didn't die. Criminal past, powerful leader. His life proves something simple. Your past doesn't define your future. Truth can transform you, and when you truly understand your identity, you become unstoppable. Malcolm X wasn't perfect, he was evolving, and that evolution became his legacy.
Subscribe for more. Don't forget the bell.
Nikola Tesla didn't lose because he was wrong. He lost because the system wasn't built for geniuses like him. Nikola Tesla wasn't chasing money, he was chasing the future. Born in a small village in the 1800s, Tesla's mind worked differently from everyone else's. He could see machines in his head, fully built, fully working. No sketches, no blueprints, just pure imagination. When he came to America, he thought he finally found his chance. Thomas Edison hired him. Tesla worked insane hours, solved problems others couldn't touch, and when Tesla asked for the money he was promised, Edison laughed. Tesla quit, and that's when the system turned on him. Tesla believed electricity should be free, wireless, available to everyone, but investors didn't want freedom, they wanted control, so they backed Edison instead. Tesla created alternating current, the electricity system the world still uses today, but Edison had power, money, influence. Tesla was pushed out of his own future. He lost funding, lost patents, lost recognition. While others got rich, Tesla died broke, alone, and forgotten in a hotel room. No wife, no children, just ideas decades ahead of their time. And here's the crazy part. Today, the world runs on Tesla's ideas: wireless energy, radio waves, remote control, modern electricity grids, and now his name powers one of the biggest tech companies on Earth. Tesla didn't lose, he was just born too early. His story proves one thing: a system can delay genius, but it can't erase it. They ignored him, they used his ideas, and history finally remembered his name. Before Abraham Lincoln saved America, he failed more times than most people even try. Abraham Lincoln wasn't born into power. He was born in a tiny log cabin in Kentucky. No money, no connections, almost no formal education. Most of what Lincoln learned, he taught himself. He borrowed books, read by candlelight, and walked miles just to return them. But life didn't reward him quickly. At 21, he lost his job. At 22, he ran for political office. He lost. At 24, he started a business. It failed badly. He spent years paying off debt. Then life hit him harder. The woman he loved died suddenly. Lincoln fell into deep depression. Friends said they were scared he might not survive it emotionally. Most people would have stopped there. Lincoln didn't. He kept running for office, and he kept losing. Lost elections, lost opportunities, lost respect. People saw him as awkward, too emotional, too strange to lead. But Lincoln had something stronger than talent. He had resilience. He studied law, practiced speaking, learned how people thought, learned how leaders make decisions. And slowly, failure became experience. Then America broke apart. The country was splitting over slavery, states were leaving the Union, war was coming, and somehow the man who failed again and again became president of the United States. Lincoln didn't lead from ego, he led from empathy. He understood pain because he lived it. During the Civil War, he carried the weight of thousands of deaths and still pushed forward. Then he made the decision that changed history. He issued the Emancipation Proclamation, beginning the end of slavery in America. Lincoln didn't just save the Union, he reshaped what freedom meant. And the wild part? None of it happens if he quits after failure number 5 or 10 or 20. Lincoln proved something powerful. Failure doesn't mean you're finished. Sometimes it means you're being prepared. The man who saved a nation was once a man who couldn't win an election. Remember that the next time life tells you no.
Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't grow up in America. He grew up in a small village in Austria. No privilege, no Hollywood dreams around him. Just a kid obsessed with becoming someone bigger than his surroundings. Arnold didn't even speak English when he decided, "I'm going to America." People laughed. They said, "Your accent is too strong. Your name is too long. Your body is too big. You'll never make it in movies." But Arnold didn't listen. He arrived in the US with almost no money, no safety net, no connections, just belief. While others partied, Arnold trained. While others slept, he studied business, real estate, English. He didn't just want muscles, he wanted control over his future. Then bodybuilding made him famous, but Hollywood rejected him hard. "Your accent is unmarketable. You don't look like a leading man. You'll never be a star." Arnold smiled and kept going. And then it happened. Conan, Terminator, "I'll be back." That line changed everything. Arnold didn't just become a movie star. He became one of the biggest stars on Earth. But he still wasn't done. Most people stop when they win once. Arnold switched the game again. He ran for governor of California, an immigrant with an accent, running one of America's biggest states. People said it was impossible. They were wrong. Arnold won. From foreigner to movie legend to governor, his story proves something powerful. America doesn't care where you start. It cares how hard you're willing to work and how long you refuse to quit. The American dream isn't luck, it's obsession mixed with discipline and zero excuses.
They banned him, deleted him, tried to erase him, and somehow he became even bigger. This is Andrew Tate. Before the fame, before the clips, before the outrage, Andrew Tate was just a kid growing up between the US and the UK. His father was a chess master. Discipline, pressure, no excuses. Tate learned early, the world doesn't reward weakness, it rewards winners. He didn't start online, he started in the ring. Kickboxing, pain, broken bones, long nights, multiple world titles. Fighting taught him something simple. No one cares how you feel, only if you win. After fighting, he chased money, hard. Businesses, hustles, high risk, fast cars, big claims, bigger confidence. And then he found the internet. Short clips, sharp words, messages about power, masculinity, discipline. Some people felt inspired, others felt attacked. His opinions spread fast, too fast. Platforms said he crossed the line. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, ban after ban after ban. But here's the twist, the bans didn't silence him. They made made him famous. To his fans, he says what no one else dares to say. To his critics, he represents everything wrong with online influence. Strong words, strong reactions, no middle ground. So what's the truth? Is he motivation or manipulation? Is he exposing the system or exploiting attention? Love him, hate him. One thing is undeniable. Andrew Tate changed the internet, and controversy is his real superpower.
Harvard, 2003. Mark Zuckerberg wasn't the cool kid. He was the coding genius everyone overlooked. Then the Winklevoss twins approached him with an idea, a social network for Harvard students. Mark said yes, but he had other plans. While the twins waited, Mark was building something else in his dorm room. Facebook. He launched it first. The twins claimed he stole their idea. A lawsuit followed. Mark paid them $65 million to make it go away. Facebook exploded. Millions of users, then billions. Mark dropped out, moved to Silicon Valley, and became the youngest billionaire ever. Instagram, WhatsApp, he bought them all. His empire grew unstoppable. But power corrupted. Privacy scandals, data breaches, accusations of manipulating elections, destroying competitors. The boy genius became the villain in his own story. Today, Mark controls how 3 billion people connect. He changed the world, but at what cost? Trust? Privacy? Democracy? The question remains, was the betrayal worth the empire? What do you think? Hero or villain?